Now, baby, before you wander off, let me speak to your spirit for just a moment. I see so many of you stopping by, listening, enjoying these little 5-minute stories. But you're not subscribing, and sugar, that makes it mighty hard for this channel to grow. If you've been blessed by these tales, even just a little, go on and tap that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing, but it helps me keep this porch light burning for you. And while you're here, stay with me till the end. These stories are short, no more than 5 minutes, and every second you watch helps this little corner of the internet bloom. Thank you, sugar. Be blessed. Now listen close, 'cause every mountain keeps a memory, and this one's ready to speak. The Children at Larkspur Gap. It was a cool June morning when the 3 children were first spotted on the old stone bridge at Larkspur Gap. Mist clung low to the ground, and the creek beneath the bridge whispered like it was telling secrets. The children sat in a neat row. Marlee, the oldest at 12, tall and sharp-eyed. Jonas, 10, quiet and observant. Little Ruthie, 5, clutching a tin lunch pail. Their clothes were handmade, stitched with tiny perfect seams. Their shoes were sturdy but old, and their faces held a kind of knowing that didn't belong to children. When hikers asked where they lived, Marlee pointed up the ridge. "Just over there," she said. But there was nothing over there except trees, rock, and sky. When asked who their parents were, Jonas answered softly, "They're coming." And that was all. Each child had something they guarded like treasure. Marlene's locket. Inside was a photograph so faded it looked like smoke. But if you held it to the light just right, you could make out the outline of a woman with a head wrap and a long skirt. Jonas's pocket knife. Old, heavy, engraved with initials no one recognized, E.T.H. The blade was sharp, but the metal was worn smooth from years of use. Ruthie's note folded neatly in her tin pail. The writing didn't match any script folks knew. Not cursive, not print, not any language taught in school. But Ruthie held it like it was the only thing keeping her steady. The sheriff brought them down to town, but by sundown, they were gone, slipped out without a sound. The next morning, they were back on the bridge. People started noticing strange things. The children knew the mountain's history, stories only elders remembered. They could predict storms before clouds formed. They avoided the old logging road like it held ghosts. Animals followed them. Plants bloomed where they walked, and every evening they climbed to the overlook and scanned the valley. Marlee would whisper, "Not yet." Jonas would nod. Ruthie would clutch her pail. They were waiting for someone. Miss Ora Bell, the oldest woman in the valley, was the first to say it out loud. "They're not lost," she said. "They're returning." When folks asked what she meant, she told a story most had forgotten. A group of Black families had traveled through the mountains after Reconstruction, looking for land to settle. They were led by a woman named Etta Thomas Holloway, a midwife and healer. But the caravan vanished near Larkspur Gap. No bodies, no wagons, no graves, just gone. Ora Bell said her grandmother used to whisper that the mountain took them in to protect them from men who meant them harm, and the initials on Jonas's knife, E.T.H., matched Etta Thomas Holloway. One night, a storm rolled in, the kind that shakes the mountain to its bones. Lightning split the sky, and thunder rolled like a drumline. The children stood on the overlook, soaked but unafraid. Marlee held her locket tight. Jonas gripped his knife. Ruthie pressed the note to her chest. And then, through the rain, figures appeared on the ridge. Not ghosts, not spirits, people. dressed in old-fashioned clothes, carrying lanterns, walking with purpose. The children ran to them, calling out names no one in the valley recognized. The figures embraced them, tender, relieved, whole, and together they walked into the storm. When the storm passed, the children were gone. On the stone bridge lay their three objects: the locket, the knife, the note. But now the note was written in plain English. "Thank you for keeping watch. We have gone home." Miss Aura Bell wept when she read it. They weren't waiting for parents, she said. They were waiting for their people. Now that's all I got to say on that tale, baby. Carry that story with you like a little ember in your pocket. 'Cause the right tale don't ever end. It just waits for the next heart ready to hear it. Till we meet again under moonlight or lamplight, keep your feet steady, your spirit open, and your ears tuned for the whisper of another wonder coming down the road.